Hey everyone. It is me, MsNoBuntu, divinely inspired, vibrantly anointed. Thank you again for tuning into my channel today. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for continuing to come back and checking what's on the channel. It is at no cost at all. Please feel free to share my videos so that more people are able to come here and enjoy and grow in the way that you've been growing, or receive whatever it is that you've been receiving from this channel. I really appreciate it when you do that. I have a word for you. Let me get into it. It's so urgent. See you on the other side of this. There's a very famous saying by Maya Angelou that's been circulating over the world for some time now. And it rings true because it has been a very helpful saying, and it's a very truthful saying. This saying says, when people show you who they are, believe them. I was watching a video by a beloved YouTuber whom I absolutely adore. She's a brilliant woman of God. Her name is Madadeni, and the title of her video was "You Discerned Right." And I was watching this and I was so inspired by what was being said, and God started saying this to me. So I just wanted to share this with you. God said to me, when I show you who people are, believe me. When I show you what's going on in a situation, believe me. And I said, oh wow. And then he said, and the other thing was that, okay, you get shown what's going on in a situation, you get shown what's going on with a person. That's discernment, right? The next thing he said is, the next thing you need to pray after that is, give me wisdom as to what is the next step. What do I need to do about what you are showing me? What do I need to do, God? You're showing me something about who a person is, or about what's going on in a situation, or about what's going on in a certain room, in a certain institution, in a certain family. You're showing me something that I naturally would not know. You are choosing to reveal it to me through using the gift of discernment, or even the word of knowledge. The next thing is request for wisdom as to what to do. And you'll find that sometimes you're being asked to stand in the gap and intercede on people and pray for people. And after having prayed for people, distance yourself from those people. Or you are being asked to pray for them and release them from yourself. Or you are being asked to begin to look for a new job. When God shows you, this is what's going on at your workplace. And the next thing you ask is, okay, give me wisdom to know what to do next. The next thing to do is, God might show you, start looking for a job somewhere else. Start monkey buying your way to another job. Ask me to lead you to the right job for the next thing, the next season that I'm leading you to. When God shows you who people are, believe God. He knows everything. When God shows you what's going on in a situation, believe him. And then ask him for wisdom to know what to do next, what to do about what he has shown you. And then make a move based on what he shows you to do next, after he's shown you about something, about someone, after he's shown you something about a situation. See, sometimes the thing that we tend to do when we're being shown something about someone, or we're being shown something about a situation, it is to talk our way out of what we're being shown, so that we can continue to have our way or continue to interact with that person, because in the natural, we like them. We don't see anything wrong with them. When you are shown something about someone by God, something about a situation by God, ask for wisdom for the next thing. And when that resistance that says, oh no, that's not you, that couldn't be true, don't talk yourself out of it. The next step is, don't talk yourself out of what you're being shown. Believe it and move quickly. Believe it, hear it, and move quickly. Hear it, believe it, and move quickly. Don't talk yourself out of what God is revealing to you, of what God is allowing you to see through discernment, what God is allowing you to know through a word of knowledge. Know it, discern it, and then quickly move and make the move. Don't talk yourself out of it. There is this thing that happens with the gift of 2020, where sometimes you see that God told you something about a person, told you something about a situation, told you something about a context that you were occupying, and you kind of brushed it off, you denied it, you're like, nah, it's not that bad. But when you look back on all the situations where God told you something very specific and you talked yourself out of it, showed you the red flag, and you talked yourself out of it. Look back now. You probably have at least 5 examples where something like this happened in your life and you talked yourself out of it because you couldn't believe it, because you were in denial. You denied it. Perhaps you wanted to continue to fit in. Perhaps you wanted to continue to have a job. Perhaps you wanted to, keep the status quo as it was. You didn't want to ruffle any feathers. But look back, and you probably can come back with at least 5 instances where God had told you something and you denied it. God told you something and you talked your way out of it. But now you're standing on the other side and you're looking back and you're saying, God was right. What I saw, I was seeing the right thing. What I discerned the right thing. What I just came into the knowledge of, it was the right thing. It's a privilege of the righteousness of God. He will give you discernment to see things that you wouldn't typically see or naturally see, things you weren't looking out for. I'm not talking here, and I love that Dr. Shamika Dean does emphasize this in her video as well, that, she said she's not talking about a spirit of suspicion, because a spirit of suspicion is based on hurt, past hurts, and the hole that is, that you hurt. So you are looking at situations and looking at people from a position of, I've been hurt before. No, this is something different. This is, God gives you a revelation, and he allows you to discern something, and he allows you to know something about someone or a situation. When that happens, the times that you denied, it came to pass, the thing that he showed you. Had you moved with the move of God's Spirit, allowing you to discern, allowing you to know, you would not be looking back and saying, yeah, you were right, God. I'm going to say it one more time before I get off here. When God shows you who people are, believe him. When God shows you what's going on in a situation, believe him. And then pray for wisdom to know what to do next. And then do not deny. Do not question. Do not have a back and forth with God about what he has shown you about who people are or what's going on in a situation. Protect yourself. Move quickly and move fast. Discernment and that word of knowledge is there to protect you, is there to protect your heart. God is not just showing you something about someone or about a situation just for kicks. He's showing you something about someone or about a situation because he's protective over you. He's protective over your heart. He's protective over your spirit. He's protective over his beloved righteousness. The apple of his eye is protective over you, and he doesn't want you to get hurt unnecessarily. He doesn't want you to get tangled in a situation, entangled with someone that's toxic unnecessarily. It's protection. Stop talking your way out of the wisdom of God. When he shows you who people are, believe him. When he shows you what's going on in a situation, believe him. Thank you as always for coming over to watch all of my videos. Again, I have only 5 public playlists dedicated to this channel. The other playlists are private because they have nothing to do with the channel. So please peruse through all those playlists, see if you like what you see there, and if you do, please come on back and hit that subscribe button as well as the notifications bell right next to it, so that every time that I do upload here on YouTube, you are notified and know about every bit of activity that is going on here on the channel.